it's a lot of cases, and our police around here, they aren't doing their jobs seriously. It is very traumatic for us as the community members to be living in such a place with such high crime rates. We as a community are trying by all means to eradicate this crime in our streets because it's becoming a problem. Most of these families that they've been victimized through kidnapping or hijacking, they have suffered through a lot. As you can see, these kidnappers, they're not looking whether it's a young child, is young of age, or whether it's an old man and he's not well according to his health. So these people, they don't really have any ethics. They just kidnapping whoever they see in the street, and they expect to be paid huge amounts of ransom. And it is not really good. This is not setting a good example for our community because crime here has increased so much. I would like to add to say that in our community, we have tried many things by approaching the police, approaching many government officials, looking for help, but we don't get these helps. They are very delayed, mostly with the police. When we call them, they come very late on the scene when the criminals have fled the scene, and we don't have any feedback from the police to say that they have done further investigations into these issues or any of that sort. So it's like us being a community, we are fighting crime on our own. And it isn't supposed to be like that because being part of South Africa, we know our constitution is supposed to be helping us where we need it. And yet our constitution helps the criminals more than the civilians themselves.
You are basically saying that, you think that the police are really not taking these kidnappings in your community seriously?
They aren't, because we have certain suspects to say that they may be part of this criminal activities that are taking place in our town. I may be making a huge statement, and many people may not be happy with what I'm about to say, but the fact of the reality is that in most of these upper class people and politicians that are there, they have most of their hands in this criminal activities in this town. And a lot of these criminals know that when they do commit a crime in the Indian community, most of the Muslims or the Indian community themselves, they don't get justice. When we go to court, we don't get justice from the court, we don't get justice from the police. And most of our cases aren't answered to. If you can see here in the Thohoyandou police station, they have so many dockets that are open and so many cases that they haven't investigated into, nor have they solved any. Yet there's so many crimes that are taking place in this place.
What do you think is the cause for the increase, when it comes to these ransom kidnappings in your area? I mean, it has been reported for quite some time now. What do you think is actually, bringing up these numbers?
I would like to suggest that it's mostly because of these high parties that have certain benefits through these kidnappings. And because when the first person got kidnapped, there was a ransom that was paid for his release. The second kidnapping that happened, there was also a ransom that was paid for the release. So these kidnappers know that once we kidnap someone from this community, it's either the family members that are going to pay that ransom or the community is going to get together and make some sort of plans to get this rid of or to pay those certain amounts. But we are tired. We cannot carry on doing this because the police themselves know of what is happening. They know the situation. They know that these people are doing this, and the police themselves do know who these criminals are themselves. But I don't know what's stopping them from bringing justice, from arresting them, knowing who these criminals actually are.
Ameer, are you saying that this is only, it's only the Indian families in your community which are being targeted?
No. Not only the Indian community, it's basically the business owners in this province, or should I say in our Venda region. most of these business owners are being targeted, whether it's a Venda person, whether it's a Somalian, whether it's an Ethiopian, whether it's an Indian or a Pakistani that is residing in this town. Most of them are affected. Now, we understand business is bringing this place and it's developing it from where it was. If a kidnapped child, his parents own a business, if they had to shut down their business completely, what do you think is going to happen in that particular day for the people that are coming and making a living through that certain business? It's going to be tiring. It's going to be a headache because they cannot go and do their daily jobs. Like if they have to feed their families through selling certain equipment or certain grocery things from that particular business wherein the child has been kidnapped, it's obvious that the family member of that particular business will not be able to concentrate on his business because his loved one is missing. Now, it is affecting a lot of people. Yes, there are many foreigners in this place, and there are also many locals that are also being affected by this crime. Whether it's hijacking, whether it's kidnappings or armed robberies or break-ins, even petty theft on the streets, it's becoming terrorizing for the community around us.
Yeah, how are families coping, with the surge? I mean, it's really concerning here, Ameer. How are families actually coping during this time?
Well, most of them are scared. They are staying cooped indoors. They are trying not to come out of the streets because whenever they see a vehicle with no number plates passing in the streets or in the area, they try keeping themselves at home, not going out. We normally have a curfew, let's say around 7 p.m., where most of the locals are indoors because of these crimes that have increased. And they are very scared of the people that are outside causing harm to them. Whether they are being cooped up in their homes, they still break-ins in those homes, which also causes more effect and it increases a lot of crime in this area.